tell us about a specific workplace or community involvement situation that was very emotionally charged?
The one that most readily come to mind, that happened a few years ago. And it's over now. Most of the guys that, men that were involved in this matter are doing time in prison now. So the issues have been resolved in that way. But this was the instance where the African American man was killed in Jackson. He was run over, beat up and run over in the Metro Inn in Jackson.
Wow.
And when one of the now convicted perpetrators of that act was brought into court, he was an 18-year-old white male. And the information that was being presented to me at the time, this was an initial appearance, and I need to say an initial appearance is when anyone is arrested, the law requires that they have to come before a judge within 48 hours.
Right.
And at that appearance, we tell them why they have been arrested and, the charge against them, and then we set a bond, okay, and try to set a bond according to the Constitution that is appropriate. And I have to say the Constitution says that in most cases a person is entitled to a bond.
Mm-hmm.
And if we give a bond, the Constitution also says that that bond should be one that we reasonably expect them to be able to make.
Right.
Okay, so there are limitations that the United States Constitution gives. And in some cases we say no bond, but there are criteria that has to be met in that situation. Here was a situation, 18-year-old young man that was being charged with murder, but then I'm asking the question, murder, how did it happen? He run over a guy with a truck. So to me, with the questions I was asking, it didn't seem malicious.
Exactly.
At that point. And then I was told that it was at a busy interstate. And so I gave him a bond that I thought was appropriate,
Right.
given the information I had. But later to find out that this was actually a race crime, okay, a crime that was committed by people who purposely went out and sought African Americans to beat up and, or in this situation, kill.
And
So,
can you say how long ago this was?
I can't remember precisely, but it's about 4 to 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so right here in Jackson.
Oh my God. Is everyone equal before the law?
Everyone should be equal before the law, and that's what judges are about. I know I used to raise a lot of eyebrows even with the police officers when I first took my seat as a judge. And I would announce in court that, I'm here as a neutral party. So don't think that this is a team. I'm here working with the police as a judge. I'm not working with the police, otherwise there's no need to have a trial. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted the citizens to understand that I'm going to listen to their testimony with the equal amount of consideration that I listen to the policeman's testimony or whoever else is testifying. So I didn't want the citizens to feel like when they come to court, they're dealing with a judge that's working with the police. So I want to eradicate that idea in people's mind. And under the law, all the laws in every state in the United States, everyone is supposed to be treated equally under the law and fairly.
What should be the relationship between the municipal court, the mayor, and the city council?
Just like in federal court, the United States, for example, once a person takes the seat as a judge, they don't come under the jurisdiction anymore in terms of making decisions of the mayor or the city council. So the mayor don't get to tell the judge how to make a decision.
Right.
The city council don't get to tell the judge how to make a decision. We have to make a decision based on the law and the evidence before us.
Are there any sort of criminals you consider more favorably?
That's a good question. I deal with a variety of type of charges, especially when you start saying an initial appearance, I'm dealing with person might be standing before me for murder
Wow.
or rape or carjacking, or shoplifting, or sex crime. So personally, I might feel that crimes against minors, particularly sex crimes, are to me much more despicable. But still, I have to, under the law, at that point in time, deal with that person as if they are innocent.
Right.
Because we haven't had a trial, and the law says until a person is found guilty under due process, I can't treat them as if they're guilty, no matter what they say the evidence is at that point in time. And that's why I try to educate the public. I've gone on radio programs and schools and whatnot to help the citizens understand bonds cannot be dispensed as a form of punishment. So a lot of times, I hear people say, well, if this person was in such and such a county or in that county, the bond would have been this, that, or the other. I can't operate like that, and no judge should operate like that. You can't punish a person that has not been convicted of a crime. Now, we have to make a bond basically on whether or not, one, the Constitution says, the nature of the crime, the likelihood based on the evidence we are being presented with. For instance, let's just say a person is standing here charged with murder, and then officer, the arresting officer, the officer in court says, well, Your Honor, we got 5 witnesses, and not only that, we got a video of the whole thing. Okay? Now I might have to consider, would this person, given this amount of evidence against him, would they be tempted to run?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So then I would set a bond or not give them a bond based on that type of information. But then again, it's still not punishment. It's me taking into consideration the evidence against them, the crime that they're charged with, and then the evidence I have of their history in the community. For instance, I often have to tell public defenders, they argue vigorously that this person this is a bondable offense. They were just charged with burglary. They just broke into a house. They didn't hurt anybody. However, if the police officer is standing there telling me, well, Your Honor, this person was caught breaking into this house. This person just got out of prison 6 months ago. Prior to that, they had a history of breaking in houses. Okay, not only that, they went to prison for aggravated assault. I'm not gonna get that person a bond.
Right.
Although that's a bondable offense.
Right.
I'm saying, based on your history, you're more of a threat to the community.
Right.
Than someone who deserves to be bonded.
Do funny things ever happen in court?
Yes, quite often. People come up with the strange, especially when you talk about traffic citations. I think of one young man, I think he was about in his early 30s, and he had a stack of tickets on him like this, and all these tickets were, the majority of them, and no driver's license, no insurance, no driver's license, no insurance, no driver's license. And I just asked the young man, I said, why do you keep getting these tickets? Why don't you go get your driver's license? Why do you keep getting these tickets? Well, every time they stop me, they give me a ticket. That was well, there's no limit to, they don't cut off, there's not a cutoff point.
Oh, yeah, he thought that because he got so many.
Right, they stopped giving me tickets. I don't have a driver's license,
Wow.
leave me alone, So, yeah, those type of things happen.
What do you wear under your robe?
I try to dress decent right away, but I'm an officer of the court, and so within court, males are expected to wear a tie. Women, of course, have other requirements in terms of being dressed appropriately, but under my robe, I'm wearing a shirt and a tie.
Why do most people feel they were wrongfully given a citation? I feel like the officer was wrong every time.
most of the time, and I don't say people are always wrong in this, most of the time they're more offended by the way the officer treated them.
Yeah.
In most cases, I have people come to court and say, well, I'm not so upset about getting a ticket, I just didn't like the way I was treated.
Right.
So, we have to admonish officers sometimes to that. You're not these people's father. You don't get to tell them how to talk. You know what I'm saying? You go up to them and you try to be as pleasant as possible. Sometimes people don't let you be pleasant to them. I know that too. But generally, we do get times people say, well, no, I wasn't speeding. I know I wasn't speeding. Or the light was still yellow. And
yeah, that's me. The light was still yellow. When did yellow become red?
And see, sometimes it just depends on the officer that saw the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a fact. They're human beings
Right.
too. And some officers, there's no law or there's no rule that says an officer must give a ticket if they stop you.
Mm-hmm.
They can literally see you run the red light and say, okay, I'm stopping you. Do you know what I'm stopping you? Okay. Don't run the red light anymore.
Right.
And go on about your business. There's no law that says they have to give you a ticket. But I'm a citizen out there too, and I see citizens running red lights and
Yes.
and swerving going on, but they get away with that because I'm not gonna flag them down and
Right.
say, hey, I'm a judge, you're gonna be speeding me.
So in this day and age, do you think it's appropriate to record every time an officer stops you? And do you take that into consideration when making a judgment?
Yeah, that has to be taken into consideration. But given the technology that we have today, and it's so easily done, I think yes, and it keeps everybody on their P's and Q's. I would be the first one to say that all the officers are not going to follow the rules. All the officers don't conduct themselves in the manner that they should when they stop a
Right.
person. So I know those type of things happen. But unfortunately, the